Vibe coding. What is it? Is it a little scary? No, it's not. It's actually super easy. Vibe coding is what we're going to do today, and we are going to build a website or a funnel or whatever you like, really. But we're going to dig in and I'm going to share screen. We're going to be vibing together. Welcome to Strategy with Sally. And as always, we're going to kick off with our theme song as we wait for our VIPs to come on in. And then we'll be back with an action-packed GSD session today.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. Shine, darling. Shine. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Strategy with Sally. It is our weekly live stream, and today we are vibing, baby. We're going to be AI vibe coding all over today. So if you are into some GSD, which means get shit done, baby, that's what today is going to be all about. Now, if we have not yet met, I am Sally Sparks Cousins. This is Strategy with Sally. It is our regular weekly live where we do things around sales, automation, and marketing. And specifically today, we are going to be looking at AI Studio, and it is available inside of OmniSAM. Now, today also comes with a workbook because when it comes to coding, when it comes to AI, shit in, shit out. So I've got a workbook for you so that you can develop a really good prompt for what you want to vibe code today. Now, if you hear the word coding, I want you to not panic, right? Because this is going to actually be really easy and clear. It's not actually about becoming technical around coding, and it's not about learning code, and it's definitely not about making things more complicated. Vibe coding simply means that you're going to be using natural language to tell the AI what you want to build. Oops, I think I forgot to tell you where to get the workbook. So let's do that. Head to sparklewithsally.com/617. That's today's episode number. So instead of starting from a blank page and wondering where to start, you're going to actually be using AI Studio, right? Along with this workbook that you can go and download. And then we're going to create your first draft of a website or a funnel. And this is really the big idea for today is first, use the workbook so that you can brief the AI better. So today we're going to show you how to use AI Studio inside of OmniSAM to help you build things like pages or design sections of a landing page. Also adding some call to action, and you can do some really cool things as well. I'm going to also show you some of the websites that I've built over the last couple of weeks that I've been able to smash out pretty fast with some special little things as well that I'm going to show you. Like literally whenever you see a website and you're like, I would love to be able to make that website. Well, guess what? You're going to also be able to share what the website is and then ask the vibe coder in Studio AI to recreate it for you. Okay, so today is not about building a whole funnel from scratch. What we're going to be doing is focusing in on first getting a clear prompt together so that we can create a clear outcome once we give that prompt to the AI Studio. So pop in the chat for me. Would you love to be able to build faster inside of OmniSAM, make it look more professional, and like some really talented website designer has got in there and done some coding and JavaScript and all kinds of fun things? Well, you don't need to know how to do it. You just need to know how to prompt it. So wouldn't it be great to be able to build out a website with all the fancy stuff that you see on some of those professional websites? Like take, for example, the Apple website. It's got some pretty cool features on it. So as we go through this, you can use the workbook. So just again, head to sparklewithsally.com/617 because that is our podcast episode number for this session. And definitely go and grab that workbook. Now, what we're going to do is first, I'm going to jump on over into the workbook so that we can map out this idea properly. If you're listening to this on the podcast and you want to see what's going on, then just head on over to our YouTube channel and you'll be able to see the actual share screen stuff that we'll be working through. So let's first head on into the workbook. Oh, better bring it up here so you can see it. Here we go. So this is your workbook. It is a fillable workbook, so you can come in here and type in your details for who this workbook belongs to. All right, let's have a look here. What are we building? So first thing we need to decide is what are we actually going to build? Are you going to be building an opt-in page, a booking page, a frequently asked questions section, thank you pages, service pages, or a website, right? Now, what is the purpose of the asset? What will you be wanting it to do? Will you be wanting it to attract people to get them to opt in? Are you wanting to give them information? Right? What is the purpose behind the asset that we're going to develop? Then the action that you want them to take, if any, on the website. So is it that you want them to download a resource, to fill in a form, to buy, inquire, book a call, read more, or just contact, right? Then what is the main call to action? All right, so once we've done that first page, then we're going to move into who it is for. All right, so is it for my audience? Is, and then insert who your audience is. So for us, it's small to medium service-based businesses. What do they struggle with? So for us, a lot of people struggle with follow-up, right? They know they should be doing it, but they're not. And what do they want? Well, for us, they want a simpler system that's going to save them time so they can spend more time doing the stuff that they love. Then, what do we want this page to feel like? Is it going to be simple, calm, friendly, practical, professional, clear, premium, direct, trustworthy, or ours is always a little bit quirky? We like to be fun and quirky. So then we summarize what is this for. We summarize this section down here in one sentence. Now, we will be pausing for a GSD, but if you can fill it in as we go, that's great. But we'll be pausing for you guys to do your GSD. So let's do the first 2 pages now, right? We're going to give you a 5-minute GSD to go through, say what you're going to be building. So what type of asset, the purpose of the asset, the action you want them to take, and then the main call to action for that page, and then who it is actually for. So who is your audience? What are they struggling with? And what do they want? Now, I forgot to set up my GSD screen. Let's see if I can find that. I can. I'll give you all 5 minutes to complete the first 2 pages of the workbook. Here we go.
I will not bow down. Keep putting me off, I'm not gonna change my mind. Your headstrong forward, but this time around I'm taking my time. Don't push me, I'm not coming down, I'm not giving up. Oh, don't rush me, I made up my mind, going straight to the top. A damn, and still they bow down, just appeasing their game to the visible ends of. You're not kidding me, no matter how hard you try. So just stay off, come near and I'll leave. I'm just fine getting by. Follow blindly, wave my truth be
that is the first part of our GSD. Now, let's move on through this workbook into the next section. All right, so now that we have decided who the audience is, what they're struggling with, what they want, how we want the asset to feel, next we're going to decide what is needing to be included in the asset. So, for the landing page, let's bring this up on the screen so you can see it all the way over here. There we go. So, what do you need on the actual landing page itself? So, do you want a headline? Do you want a short introduction? Do you want a forms section? Do you want a testimonials section, a thank you message? Do you want sub-headlines, bullet points, call to action buttons, frequently asked questions, booking section, or anything else? Because the better that you brief the AI, the better results that you're going to get. Look, as you build it as well, you can say add, remove as we start building it out, but get a bit of an idea of what you want included on this landing page that we're about to build. Then we're going to actually write out the AI prompt itself. So here is the prompt that you're going to write. So create a, insert the type of asset. For, insert the audience. And who wants, insert the outcome. Then the goal is to get them to, and then say what it is that you want them to do. And then include the sections that you need. So a headline, frequently asked questions. Now, if you're not sure of what sections, you can just let the AI come up with them for you by saying, give me suggestions for sections that should go in here, and then you can add and remove them as you go. And then, of course, your tone and style, so your brand voice, and then, of course, make it clear, simple, and practical. So the easiest way is to just copy all of that, come down, paste it into this section here, and then fill in the gaps. So again, I'm going to give you a little GSD time for this one. And then we're going to come back in 5 minutes, and then we're going to move on over into the AI studio, and we're going to do some vibe coding. All right, here we go. A little GSD for you now.
What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're living like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We're living. We're dreamers. We're doing this in our way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about You got 2 minutes of my time, and I don't really break too easily, but I'm worth it, 'cause I'll slip into your dreams tonight. Oh, so give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break it. You're sweet. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me. I wanna make you sweat on me. I got you wrapped around my finger, but don't you try to call me tomorrow. There's nothing personal in having a little fun. You wait and see if it's worth your while. So give me your all. I'll take it to Mars. Oh, I'll stick like glue inside your mind. Just watch me break it. You're sweet. You're falling into me, touch me. I swear you would do anything that I want. So keep us awake till the dawn. Ooh, baby, feel free. I wanna make you sweat on me.
All right, guys, we've done our GSD. Now, the next part we're going to do is jump on over and we're going to start vibing inside of Studio AI. Now, before we jump on inside of your OmniSAM account, you may not see this section. What you will need to do is request access. Currently, there is a free trial to use this Studio AI, and it is available for the rest of July and August. So you've still got about 60 days to use it. And then, look, we don't actually know. This has just come out of beta, so we're still going to find out what it's going to cost. But literally, I've been in here coding and vibing for the last couple of months, and it's really awesome. And now it is available to use, but you will need to request access. So we'll need to turn it on for you, but it is totally free. And then at the end of the free trial period, if you love it, I'll be able to have more information to tell you if or what it's going to cost you to continue to use it. But we will also be building for our clients using it, and that does not cost you any money if we're actually building it for you. We'll be using our own credits for that. But at the moment, it's totally free. All right, so let's jump on over into our demo account and check out how we vibe. All right, let's go on. Where's my little share screen button here? I'm so excited to share this with you all. All right, so on your left-hand side menu, you're going to scroll down and you are going to see AI Studio. You will click on that. It is then going to open inside of the Vibecoder or the AI Studio. Now, I have written out my prompt that I'm going to paste in here. So I'll just read to you what my prompt is. It says, create an event registration page for business owners who want to build confidence going live on social media. The goal of them is to get them to register for the Live in 5 30-day challenge. I want you to include a clear headline, a short subheadline, a simple explanation on what the challenge is, the main benefit, which is to build confidence going live, who it is for, what they will learn or practice during the challenge, a registration section, and a clear call to action button that says register for the challenge. Keep the tone in the OmniSAM brand voice, which is warm, practical, clear, confident, supportive, and not hypey. Make it clear, simple, and practical. And then I'm going to say I have attached the OmniSAM logo and a headshot of the host or of the guide, Sally Sparks Cousins, founder of OmniSAM. Then I'm going to click the plus button, and you can either upload an image direct from your computer, or if you already have it available in your media library, then you can just add it directly from the library. But we're going to go and add it from a folder. Just bear with me while I navigate to my headshot folder, which has the logo and my headshot in it. And I'm just attaching it at the top there. Now, the next bit's going to take a little bit of time. So I'm going to hit that enter button, and now it is going to start vibing. So this is going to take a little bit of time as it builds out this form. So make sure, while we're waiting for this, that you are giving it a really clear prompt, right? We know the saying, shit in, shit out. So if you just come in and say, build me a landing page, it doesn't know what it needs to do, right? So make sure that that prompt is clear. Once it's made the landing page, then you can continue to edit and customize it. But the purpose of the asset, you need to make sure that you're aware that the page, it must have a job to do, right? The button needs to have a job to do. Then if you've got the form, again, it needs a job. So when you're writing your prompt, make sure that you are giving it as much information as you can. Studio AI or AI Studio, it needs good prompts. I guess I can't iterate that enough, right? Now, while we're actually waiting for this, as you can see down the left-hand side here, it's starting to tell you what it's actually doing. So it's setting up the SEO and the page layout. It's building the hero and the content section, and it's creating the registration section. Now, currently, I do believe that the forms, you will still need to build your forms in OmniSAM. So I'll show you where that is. Let me just come back to me while my husband's here with that's it. Sorry, priorities, guys. But first, coffee. All right, I don't know if you heard that little blunk, but that means that the page should start to show. Let's head on back over and have a look at this page. So this is what the Vibecode has created. Starts, where's my little page? Here, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Starts next Monday, 30 days. Build your confidence going live on social media. Stop overthinking, start connecting. The Live in 5 30-day challenge designed to. Okay, so now we can see that it has started to build out a landing page. It's put little icons in here for us, right? It's put in a registration form, but we will need, this is just a placeholder registration form. We will need to still build and add the registration form, which I'll show you how to do from inside the form section. So it connects to triggers and workflows. So that's a very basic start to the landing page. Now, I'm not going to get into heaps of details, but I'm going to show you a couple of things down the bottom here. You will see that there's some prompts over here in this section that you can see. It says add a sticky countdown timer banner to the top of the page to build urgency, include a video testimonial section, add an FAQs section, right? So it will give you some suggestions of things that you can add. So let's just tell it to add some FAQs to the bottom. So it is now going to start to do that for you. Now, what I will usually do while I'm inside of AI Studio, I'm also starting the process in my Chat GPT. My Chat GPT knows so much about me and about OmniSAM. So it's able to help me to create better copy and update things. So you can take screenshots from what the Vibecode does or the AI Studio does, and then ask your ChatGPT to improve if you don't like what it's doing, and then you can add those prompts back in later. Now, you can also see here, if we scroll down now, we'll see that our frequently asked questions have been added, right? Now, what we can also do is we can say to brand the page using the colors in the OmniSAM logo. So I'm going to let it update and brand. And now what we're doing is it's going to do a few more updates and you'll hear it go bloop, and that means that it's done. Now what I'm showing you is pretty basic, but we can do so many different things in here. While that one is doing that, I'm going to head on over to the Apple website. So let's go to the Apple website, and you can see that here inside of Apple, there's a lot of different things, right? It looks pretty cool. If we go into learn more, I believe, where is the ones that have all of the fancy stuff? Like when you scroll through, right? See how the pages load and do fun little things? See how this is rotating? Right, that's pretty cool. So what we can do is we can copy the URL and, let's go back here over. It says, could you please provide the main hex codes for the logo, primary, second, and accent? What I'm going to do is I'm going to skip that and I'm going to say, I'm going to attach my logo because it has a few different colors. Use the logo attached to C branding colors and update the page to match the logo. Logo branding. All right, so we'll let that do that one there. Once that's done, you can even create other people's websites. I did one the other day just to show someone for the Oodie website, right? If you've got a website that you really love the designs for, you can just literally give it a link and tell it to make the website look like that. So in the chat, somebody tell me a website that you would like me to recreate, and I'll give that the next prompt. So get your little tippy tap fingers out, think of a website, pop it in the chat, and then I will use the one that you ask for. So go on, get those tippy tap fingers out, pop it in the chat while this is vibe coding. Now, while I'm waiting for that, what I also want to show you that's happening is you can see we looked at this left-hand menu that shows you what's happening in the update side, but guess what? We can even go deeper into this website, which you don't really get the opportunity to do when you're using the funnel builder, and you can go in to the code. So if we click on code, you can, if you're somebody who understands how to build websites and what all of this code is, you will see that we can come in here and manually update any of the code in the back end. So your index, any of the README, your JSON files, right, your JavaScript, all of those can be manually changed in the back end. How cool is that, right? I think it's absolutely awesome because I do like to make sure that my page is indexed correctly, my images are named correctly, my SEO is done well. So that, as well as being able to just tell the AI how you want the page, you can also jump in and do the code section as well. So back to the preview mode. Let's see what it's done here. It says, look, it started to change everything into our brand colors now, and it's starting to match. So some other sexy things we can do is, let's say, add animations to the buttons and blocks on scroll. So, you know, when you go in and things pop or navigate or scroll up slowly or transition in, if you know what types of transitions that you want, you can ask it. At the moment, you can see this one, it just has a little tiny hover animation there. And then none of these are really doing anything. But once it goes through and adds in the animations, that'll all start to look a lot more sexy. Then you can just continue to refine this until you're happy with it. I'm just looking at some of the prompts here. It says add a sticky mobile registration button to the screen for easier conversions on phones. All right, so we'll wait for that to do the little animations. And like I said, I'm just going to jump on over. Let me just pull this little window out and go on over into another account. And I'll start vibing in there as well for you, just so we can get a couple of them on the go at the same time. Now, you will only be able to use one at a time, but I've got a few different accounts, so I can do a couple at a time. So I'm just going to come in to this one, and who's given me a link to a website that you would like me to code? Where are they hiding? Come on, guys, get your tippy-tap fingers out. Tell me a website. Well, look, I really like Lewis Hamilton from Formula One. So let's have a look. Lewis Hamilton. Let's see if he's got his own little website. Here we go. Lewis Hamilton. Let's just go direct to the F1 website. That's pretty cool. All right, we love Lewis. Who doesn't love him? Look at him. He's the goat of all goats. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to come on over and I'm going to say recreate this website. Now, it's only going to do one page at a time. It will not do multiple pages, so you've got to slowly build in your other pages. Now, back over here, now when we scroll, can we see, look, oh, it's added some cool little features of scrolling in my buttons, right? Another fun thing we can do is like add animated lines that come in from left to right in each section using the brand colors. All right, so we'll let that one do its thing. Let's come back over here into that Lewis Hamilton website. We can see that it's slowly starting to build that out. Okay, so literally this is how easy it is to build. And then all you have to do is add some more images, tell it to change. Like if I don't like the look and feel of the icons, I can ask it to update what they look like if I want them in 3D or if I want them to be more futuristic. Again, we can just ask the AI Studio to do that for us. So has it finished our Hamilton website? It will probably take a little bit of time. You can see here, yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time, a few updates to do there. All right. Now, the next thing that we'll need to do in the background while we're just waiting for that other little fun edit is the form. So the form currently is just a placeholder. So what we will need to do is I'm just going to open a new window and jump into the back end of OmniSAM to build out the form so that it actually works. So if I'm just going to head on, I'm just doing it in the back end so that I don't put any private information on the screen. Pop that back in there. All right. So we can see now it's added some lines in, and can you see, woo, they are animated onto the screen. Now that's a little bit of fun, right? A little bit of animation. And you can do the same with your frequently asked questions. So I might say, make the FAQs more futuristic. And stylized. All right, let's see what it does to the FAQs. All right, Lewis Hamilton is still building in the background. So while we're waiting for that to build, I'm going to show you what you'll need to do for your forms. So for the forms, you'll need to come down the left-hand menu into Sites, then come across the top into Forms. And I'm just going to create a new form from scratch. And I'm going to look at the layout that it suggested here, which is first name, email, and business name, and then register for the challenge. So I'm just going to make sure that my form matches this. So we're going to create from scratch. We're going to delete everything that's in here because I want it to be totally built from scratch. All right, so I'm going to bring in my first element, full name. Then I'm going to bring in email. And then I'm going to bring in business name. Okay, we don't have that field. Let's just say phone number. I'm not going to make a business name field. All right, so now that we've got all of these fields, to make sure that the form itself isn't using all of this designed background, I make everything transparent. So the first thing I will do is come up the left-hand side over here to Style Options, and I'll work my way down here and make everything transparent in the background. So under Colors and Background, my background, I'm going to make it transparent and save. And then my primary color, I'm going to choose our branding. And then our text color, I'm going to choose our branding. And then the input background, you can see this is the input background where you input the text. I'm going to give it a little bit of a blue background. And then the border around the outside, make it a little grey. And then that is the form inside of the styled section. Just let me remove this from here for now. Then continuing over, we don't need to go into the themes area. We go to advanced. And now in advanced, we choose how we want the rest of the form to show up. So currently you can see there's a little border on the form, a little white border. We don't actually want a border, so I'm going to remove that. We don't want a drop shadow at all on this form, so I'm going to put none. And then the input fields, this is where we will choose the font color for the input fields. I'm going to choose the brand color. And then the shadow, if you want a shadow or not, we're going to say no. The label is the one inside the field. So if you want a label in a certain, on the outside, in a certain color. The typography, ours is Montserrat. Then the short label, that's the one inside the field. So we can, that's the ones that pop up at the bottom when you don't fill things in properly. See this one under here? And then the placeholder is the one inside the field. So let's make the placeholder inside the field purple. All right. And again, our typography is Montserrat. That's it. So we've made everything that we need to transparent. And I'm just going to double check the form on this page. Does it have words above it? Yeah, it's got words above and words underneath. Back to the form, and instead of saying submit, we're going to say join the challenge. And then our button color is background, not blue. We're going to choose our brand color. Okay, so now what we do is we save our form. So just like we would normally build a form in OmniSAM, then we click Integrate up in the top left-hand corner, and we just copy the embed code. Then we head back over into your AI Studio, and we say embed this form, and we paste in the code and hit return. Now it's going to pull in the actual form so that when they submit the form, it will trigger. While we're waiting for the form to get updated, let's head on over and see if the Lewis Hamilton website has been done. All right. So you can see it's gotten as close as it can to the Lewis Hamilton website. Not bad, not bad. And he's not bad at all either. Okay. So another cool thing, can see how these have got all these little numbers in their statistics for Lewis Hamilton? Let's ask it to all the statistic numbers, have them animated and stop on the actual statistic. And let's let that run. Let's go back on over and see how our edit's going for our Live in 5 challenge. We're just waiting for it to update. Then I'm going to scroll on down. And there we go. Now we have our actual attached form from inside of OmniSAM looking super, super cute. All right, Bridget's saying, I'm confused why you're doing the other website. I'm just showing you how you can go to somebody else's website, tell them to make it, and if you like the design of it, and then you can go through and edit it. So I could come back over into here once it's done and say to it, I really like this website design. Can you change it to be an opt-in registration for a challenge? The challenge is called Live in 5 30-day challenge. The challenge is to help people get confident in going live on social media. Right, so once that's finished, if you like the design and the style, you can actually ask it to make it your own. So if I scroll down here, look at those little numbers scrolling up now. All right, so I can leave that prompt, or if you don't want it to be a funnel, you can do a complete website. You can say, I like this style, but make me a website for OmniSAM using this design style and layout. That's why I'm doing and showing you the secondary website. All right, so now we can see so far what we've done to create the first page of the funnel. Now, the second page of the funnel needs to be the confirmation page. So we will tell it, please create a confirmation page when someone registers with a VIP upgrade option to get a workbook and a one-on-one personalized live strategy session. All right, and look at my spelling, it's atrocious. So now it's going to go and create that page. All right, so I've shown you a few things in regards to how to prompt, but we don't always want to prompt because it uses more credits every time you prompt. Not that we're paying for them at the moment. You can also see down the bottom here, there's this additional button called Visual Edits. When you click on the Visual Edits button, it will allow you to click around inside of this preview window, change color, change the typeface, replace images, all easily with a click of a button, rather than having to put in a complete prompt to make a change. So for example, rather than saying build your confidence, and I wanted to change it to get more confidence to hit the go live button, I don't want to have to prompt something that's so easy. So if I click on this Visual Edits button, now when I hover over here, you can see I can click to edit. So for example, if I want to say it says start next Monday, I might just say starts next month. Then I might want to change the primary color to green. Then I just click save and it easily updates without having to put in a prompt and wait a long time for a change. Let's see what it did with the confirmation page. So to get to the second page, up the top, we can drop between pages and I'm going to go to the confirmation page. Let's see what it's done. So now look at the design we have here for the confirmation page. Very simple. Maybe we want to add a video to the page and a fast action countdown timer for 15 minutes. And it is $197 for the VIP upgrade. Regular retail price is $997. Only available on this page. Once they leave this page, the offer will be gone. All right, so now we're again slowly building out that page with all the pieces that we need inside of the page. Let's go back on over and see what's happened. So you can see now the prompt that I done on the Lewis Hamilton page has now changed to an opt-in registration page. Right, look at this. It's changed the numbers. It said why go live and it's using numbers. Right, what the challenge is about. And can you see how this design has now gone from Lewis Hamilton into a very similar design, but for the Live in 5 challenge. All right, and you can see I don't really like this text here. So the hero, change the hero text 5 so it is easier to read. And again, we're just going to wait for that prompt to happen over on that page. There we go. So that is vibe coding at its simplest form, but we can do so many more things. Let me show you some examples of websites that I've vibe coded. First one is OmniSAM. So here is the OmniSAM website that I literally built in AI Studio. If we refresh this screen, you'll see we've got these lovely little animations as you scroll through the page. We've got these little hovers that do change each of these sections as you scroll through. There's lots and lots of stuff. Look, these little numbers are counting down. I've even built a section for who is OmniSAM for. And you can see when they click on these little sections, it changes based on whether it's a professional or B2B, health and wellness, home trade and creative. Further down, right, we've got speak with our team. It links to the contact page. So I've built a contact page with a little map that shows where we live. Also, along the top, I've created these mega menus. So see along the top here, when I scroll, I've created pages for all of these. I've even created a resource section where they can take a Freedom Funnel quiz or a business growth scorecard quiz, along with services, training, and we've also created a blog site that you can search, right? So if I type in here the word Melbourne, you'll see all the blog posts that we've written in relation to our local area, which is Melbourne, to help with SEO. If I want to look at local businesses, right? And again, all vibe coded. Here's another website that I've vibed as well. This is the Geelong 4-Wheel Drive Club. This is the club that my husband and I are part of. You'll see me kind of hiding in the background here somewhere. Look, there's my husband, Danny. Whoop. In here, you'll see that we've got the number count thing happening here. These images is what's called a parallax. When you hover over them, they zoom in slightly. Benefits for joining. When you hover over, the colors change. upcoming events. So I've created a calendar that they can click on to see upcoming events, and they can add to their Google Calendar. And so we can see all the events that are happening in our four-wheel drive club. If you want to go to the committee meeting, again, shows you where it is, add to calendar, and it's got a mega footer. So here under the mega footer, we can scroll and click around. Here's another fun thing that I really like about this is we can go to the gallery, and here in the gallery, you can see this snow trip that we did back in August. I can click on that. It brings up the gallery, and people can heart them, and they can click and view, and then you've got a larger view of those images. It's great for the Geelong Four-Wheel Drive Club because that's stuff we really love, is being able to share our photos. Also, you'll find inside of the gallery, the club news. Inside of the club news, I've created a map, and each of these numbers, when we zoom in, so let me zoom in on this map, you will actually see all of these like places that we've traveled. And if I click on that place, it says this is our Murray River trip in the weekend of 2020, long weekend. And I can read the trip report associated with that trip, which it's not a good trip report. And also the gallery associated with that trip. Pretty cool, right? Also, I've created a merchandise store. So we can buy our own merchandise, or these ones you actually have to order in store here locally. We've got a local distributor to be able to buy swag. We've also created a light mode and a dark mode as well. Now, here's another website that I just finished for our beautiful Joanne. This is a gentle way forward. Now, if I hover and refresh, there's this cute little thing that pops up before the page loads, and it's very soft, this website. And you'll see I've drawn some little images that I've put in the background. And can you see what happens when I move my mouse around? Can you see that? There's these little love hearts and little stars that trail off the end of the mouse. So on this one here, you can see when we go to her method down the left-hand side, we can click through and see each of her method steps, and then also the 12 pathways that she goes through. But again, these are just scroll to sections inside of the page. This is really cool. Look at these little steps along here. Now, this one is for, it's called for efficient, it's a VA service company. And again, we've designed a website with little counting up numbers, how it works. And you'll actually see on this one, when you hover, you'll see these little lines kind of pop up and give these nice little hover effects. I've also, if you watch when you hover at the top, I'm like change color and have a line draw in from left to right. So I've been able to do that up in the top menu. And then further down here, I think I added these little, look at this little shooting section for the steps that they go through. Created like a little infographic that hovers over, but also these little lines that like pew, shoot down the center of the screen, right? Now, I did say to a couple of people when they jumped in, you may get lost in creative avoidance once you start vibing, but that's another one. And then finally, I'll just show you one more website. So this is Pink Ceremony. So she's a celebrant. But look what happens when the page loads. Remember, this is for celebrating. So when the page loads, it does, woo, confetti, because it's a wedding ceremony page, right? So when the page loads, it does that really cool little pew, confetti animation. And then, again, we can scroll down. We can see if I move my mouse around, I've little purple sparkles following the mouse. And again, these are her services. I've brought in her testimonials, and her gallery looks pretty cool. You can see all of the captured moments. When you hover, they parallax, so they zoom in slightly, and a little shade of pink that hovers over. Then when we click on the image, you'll see we've got these backwards and forwards scroll buttons, also branded as well. So there we go. These are some of, confetti. So these are some of the designs that I've done in Vibecoding so far since OmniSAM released AI Studio. Now, just back to that final section that we showed you earlier for the VIP upgrade for the challenge. Nice, clean, neat, on brand. All right. Now, once you've finished, you can publish the site. It will give you a website address for previewing. You can add your custom domain here once you've published, but you must be aware of this. Once you attach your domain into AI Studio, you cannot use it in your funnels and things over inside of OmniSAM. It is attached only to this particular site. So, for example, what we do is over when we're building other funnels and other landing pages that are inside of OmniSAM, we will use a subdomain. So, for example, we've just built a new registration page for upcoming GSD workshops. I vibe coded it, and the domain is join.omnisam.com.au. So I've built it in AI Studio, but I didn't use the OmniSAM domain because that's attached to my website. I could have built the funnel inside of the OmniSAM AI Studio, but it's a funnel, right? Or you can also set up redirect links if you would prefer. So just be aware that if once you do attach a custom domain, it only lives there. If you're building things over in funnels and forms and surveys, you can create redirect links. You can even tell AI Studio to create a redirect link for you. So when somebody goes to this Zoom account, right? So it might be omnisam.com.au/Zoom, redirect them to insert the long URL that you do when you share your Zoom link. So you can also ask it to do things like that. Other things that I've seen people do is create wheel of names. Now, if you've ever done wheel of names for promotions, you can tell it to create a wheel of names for you. Give them the list of names, and then you just click and it does all the sorts of fancy stuff that wheel of names do. So that's great for competitions as well. Now, look, there are so many ideas that you can come up with. If you see it online and you love what it does, ask AI Studio to recreate that effect, that section, or the animation, whatever it might be. You can ask it, and more than likely, it will do it for you. All right, there we go. That is AI Studio. You can get sucked in for a really long time trying to make it perfect. Here's what I want you to go away with today. Done is better than perfect. It doesn't need to have all the animations and all the effects for it to work. As long as your copy is good and the function that you want that page to do is good, don't get stuck in there just changing colors, adding lines, putting in more images. Get it done and stick it out there. You can go in and edit and play around later. Do know that it is free until the end of August. We have not yet been informed what the pricing may be once we get out of this stage. Because at the moment, what the developers are trying to do is to get as many people using it as possible so that they can see how, like, what people are doing, what things need to be improved. Once you've actually built out your website as well, you can tell it, SEO my website for me, index my website for me. So set up the index so that once it's indexed over in, say, Google, it'll all be fully indexed correctly as well. So there's so many things. I could just go on and on and on and on about how much I love Vibin, baby. It is so much fun. As you can see, those few websites that I've shown you, I've done in like each of those websites, probably a few days of creative avoidance to build out each of those websites. But they're pretty cool, right? All right, now as we wrap things up, we've definitely gone overtime today. I'm going to get some feedback from those people who have joined us in the room. Vinodi. So our builder today said, I want to come to today's session. I'm like, come on over. So Vinodi, just speak, darling. It should bring you up on screen. Oh, why is my screen not showing?
Yeah.
One moment, please, while I find the Zoom window.
No. I am speaking.
She is speaking. Here she is. Vinodi, what did you like about today's session?
Yes, so it was a very exciting topic to start with. So that's why I was like, this is a good topic for me to learn. So I have seen Sally creating amazing websites using AI Studio. So I came here to see what type of prompts she's using, which is the magic behind it. So which is very enlightening to see. And thank you for those nice prompting guides that I can follow. I will be behind your tail, Sally.
I love that.
Yeah.
And we can share them now too between accounts. So once we've built one, we can actually share it to other people's accounts so that we can then just go through and tweak and customize for our clients as well. So it's pretty exciting. Love that.
Yes.
All right. Who else wants to come up and share a key takeaway? What did you like best? Let's bring up Bridget. Bridget, what did you like best?
Let me unmute first here. Again, every time I come, explosions. Looks deceptively simple. And every time you do something like this, it's scary as heck. But I think I will enjoy playing with this because I want to do this with a sense of fun rather than dread. And I think the speed that this does it will get me out of the techie side of my head that you do so well and let me do the side that I should be doing better. Yes. So it lets me put my personal stamp on it easier than worrying about how to set it all up.
Yeah. And the good thing is you can tell it the outcome you want, and you can use all the prompts or a lot of the templates that we've given you that have been tested, the design, the layout, all of that. You can just give it a link and say, I love this layout, and create it for this purpose. So it will just go and recreate it for you. What about you, Deborah? What did you like about today? She's looking for the button. There she is.
Yes. Here we are. Oh dear, my hair.
Oh, you look beautiful. It's okay.
It's after washing. I agree with Vinodi and Bridget about what they were saying. The prompts are really good to see what you do. And I loved also that you can take another person's website or even maybe my own and then ask it to recreate in that style. Yeah, that's just incredible to me. Yeah.
So
that's
cool.
Fantastic. I mean, I didn't quite understand what you told us about once you've created that domain, you can't use it in OmniSAM, I think is what you said. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me just go back to that for you just to make it a little clearer. So, So over here, hang on, I've got to go to the right window. So let me take you into the OmniSAM account. Actually, I need to pull this window out to get into it. Hang on one second. And I'll just head on over into OmniSAM and take you to our website. All right, so this is our website loading in AI Studio right now. So what will happen once it loads, up the top here on this publish button, when I click publish, you'll see that I've added our custom domain here, omnisam.com.au. And all the pages that I've created, you can see in this little drop-down menu at the top. So it is always going to be omnisam.com.au/team. And then you can see our team page here. All right. So with that, OmniSAM domain can now only be used here inside of the AI domain here. Okay. If we are not inside, hang on, I'll just pull this out just so we don't actually give away any private information. Just give me 1 second. Come on out. Come on, window. Yep. Okay, just give me 1 sec to get out of here and just make sure we don't land on contacts or something. And go to sites. Okay, so then when you're building out your normal funnels, so say if you were going to build it here, inside of 25 things, the domain, well, this one says strategywithsally.com. I cannot connect the OmniSAM root domain that is connected because it's connected to the AI Studio. It just won't work. So instead, I could put in register.omnisam.com.au or booking.omnisam.com.au. I cannot use whatever domain I connect inside of AI Studio. I cannot use it here in funnels, websites, stores, webinar, any of those. I cannot use that root domain. So you would create a subdomain for it. Yeah.
Right.
And then connect the subdomain.
So that's all you have to know. You have to create a subdomain.
Yes, for the ones out here. Yeah. So I've just built a new funnel for a workshop that you cannot register for until tomorrow. Now, the domain in here is join.omnisam.com.au for this workshop. All right. I couldn't add the omnisam.com because it's attached to the website one. So now, if you want to, from tomorrow, or actually from about 8 o'clock tonight, you can register for the next upcoming workshop. But it won't, you can't, if you register now, you're going to get the wrong dates. But you can see, look, this website that I've done, it's pretty sexy. I'm actually really, really happy with it. It will reset each week on a Tuesday. So it has reset because the 7 a.m. session has just passed. But I've even done little extra text that looks handwritten and these little pictures. See these little 3D images? I made those in ChatGPT and then just said, add those images to the website. When you scroll, watch these little ones here. When you scroll, it moves down with you. Just little fancy things like that. So this is our new,
very pretty,
challenge that it's actually a 90-minute GSD session. But look how pretty it looks. These little animations, meet your host. And I've got one of those little lines going on down there. I've attached our website reviews in here. FAQs are pretty nice. Look at that. Little FAQs.
We have a good question, Sally.
Yes, what is the question?
whether the subdomain is created in AI Studio or OmniSAM.
The subdomain is created in OmniSAM. So the
Mm.
way you do that is, let me just get out of AI Studio. You come to Settings, then you come down to Domains. Then you come, I've got a lot of domains, so let me just go into, find the OmniSAM one. Actually, let's just go into the Sparkle with Sally one. It doesn't really matter which one. You come in here, and the first thing you're going to do is, so you come into your master domain, and then you click Connect, and then just click Funnel, Store, and Website. And the domain I want to connect is, say, join.sparklewithsally. Continue. It is then going to launch wherever your DNS records are, whether it's Cloudflare. If you're working with us, we would have made you move everything into Cloudflare. It's then going to add in the DNS updates, and then it just becomes active after that. So once you've connected, it'll say go to Cloudflare, authorize domain. It tells us what the CNAME is, and we're going to say add that into our DNS settings. It will authorize it. And this is another reason why we get you all to use Cloudflare, because it's this easy. Just make sure before you do it, you're already logged into your Cloudflare account, because it just makes it easier, just in another window in the same browser. And once that's done, we'll just let it finish doing its thing. That's it, we're done. We don't need to attach it to anything, because then once we've created that subdomain, we can come back here into our AI Studio. We'll just come into this Hamilton one that we were working on before. Click Publish, publish the site. You can, add images and all of those sorts of things in here. Once the site is actually published, then we can add the custom domain. And then that's when I can put in was it Sparkle with Sally? I think so. .com, continue. Now the subdomain is connected to this page. So once I publish, you'll be able to say join.sparklewithsally.com, and this website will now be connected to the subdomain. Is that helpful? All right, so that's,
yes.
Yep, awesome. We didn't finish it all because waiting and DNS checking and verifying, but good question. Thank you for that, Vinodi, and whoever asked the question. All righty then. One more person. Sharon, what did you like best about today?
I liked how quick and easy it was.
Love that.
And I like the fact that, ChatGPT can help you design everything as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, love AI.
Now, everybody in the room, please promise me this. You will not get stuck in creative avoidance for days. All right? Promise me.
No.
Promise me. It is fun, but there are other things that you can be doing in your business, like income producing activities, before you go and start rebuilding a website. If you want to rebuild your website and you've already built it, then just share the URL and ask it to build it over here. And then you can make it a little bit more fancy. But progress over perfection. I know what it's like to get stuck in there for hours. I've done it, right? I've actually been building websites for people in my spare time. What spare time? Yes, in my spare time. Because I just wanted to test it and play with it as much as possible. But for you, please don't get stuck in it for a really long time. If you are not hitting your income goals, then please work on the things that are more important. But there is so much opportunity here. And I'm really excited to see what other ideas people come up with that I haven't yet thought of. Go explore other people's websites. And if you see something real funky that you like, share the link and ask it to do it for you. All right. Now, as we wrap on up, I want to let those of you know who have made it to the end and you're wondering how you can get your hands on this. We do have a 30-day trial available for those who want to give OmniSAM a go. Just head to trial.omnisam.com.au and grab yourself that 30-day free trial. Also, from next week, we will be starting a GSD workshop, which is Get Shit Done. And that workshop is about helping you find your follow-up gaps. What we're going to be doing is we're going to look at the 7 stages of the customer life cycle. It comes with a Fortunes in the Follow-Up audit workbook so that you can start to see the gaps and then work out which one you should fix first. Not all of them, but just which one. And as it's a GSD workshop, it means you will be getting shit done in the workshop. So after 8 p.m. tonight, you can go and start registering for that at join.omnisam.com.au. If you go register now, it'll just connect you to the wrong dates, okay? The site is live. We haven't really promoted it or turned anything on yet. So if you've made it to the end, you got a little sneaky peek. But after today at 8 o'clock, you can start registering for next week sessions. And we will be running it Tuesday next week. And I'll be doing one session on Saturday for those who would like to come on the weekend. Let me tell you why. I'm actually doing a live presentation for the Geelong Small Business Festival in August. And I thought, well, if I've already put this presentation together for them, why don't I just practice it and run some live GSD workshops online in the lead up to this event? Because if I sell out, there's a possibility that I can get 70 people into a room here in Geelong to do a GSD workshop in person. So if you live anywhere near Geelong, the registration has not yet opened for the Geelong Small Business Festival yet, but I would say in the next week or so it will. But look for the Geelong Small Business Festival. Come to Geelong. Join us, and we'll be running an in-person event here in Geelong. I think it's the 7th of August. So if you want a holiday or a trip to Geelong and see all of our cool stuff, then feel free to keep an eye on the Geelong Small Business website and come to an in-person event. And I'll be running more in-person events here in Geelong as well. I am looking to run a 3-day GSD session in late August. So again, keep your eye on our social media and in your emails for once we actually announce the dates for that 3-day workshop. But you'll be building, and this is more for new users, the business in a box live in the room with me around the end of August. All right, guys, as always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. All of our VIPs, please stay in the room. We're about to head in to Ask Me Anything. I will see you all very soon next week on Strategy with Sally. Have a good one, guys. Bye for now. After 8 o'clock. After 8 o'clock.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.